Yeah, so it's great. I'm back in my hometown of Eastbourne at the moment. It's so nice to be back here. Spent a lot of time here over the years, probably 25, 30 years here, and it's just really still such a beautiful place. Whenever I come back here, I'm so happy to be here and spend time here. Um, yeah, what I wanted to speak about today was the difference between therapy and satsang and self-inquiry and what I'm referring to as this shift in consciousness, because they're very different things. And the main difference is our sense of identity. What is our sense of identity? This is really at the core of this whole uh, inquiry. Because if we're taking ourselves to be a separate individual self who's deeply wounded and has got to work through all of these things before they can get to who they truly are, that is not really what this is about. You know, this is about something else. This is about waking up to what you truly are now and what you've always been, choicelessly in every single moment of your life. And then from that place, if there's wounding, if there's trauma, if there's healing that needs to be done, you're doing it from the place of realization. You're not doing it from your woundedness. You can't heal your woundedness from your woundedness. You know, Einstein said that, didn't he? You can't fix a problem on the same level of consciousness that it was created. It can't be done. That's why so many of these programs, 12-step programs, etc., they're about, you know, finding a higher power, getting in touch with something beyond just this idea of yourself. And this idea of yourself arises for everybody, and everybody gets caught in it. And yet when we start to see beyond it, we recognize where the mistake is, if you want to use that word. And the mistake comes where thoughts, feelings, emotions arise, and we unconsciously grasp onto them, identify them, and become them. And then the moment you've become these things, experientially, you're no longer conscious of the deeper presence, the deeper being, and the witnessing consciousness. Why? Because you've become fully identified with a thought, a feeling, or an emotion. So it's very possible for thoughts, feelings, and emotions to arise, and you just be aware of them. You can also open to them. You can be with them in a loving way. You can be with them in a way that's very healing. But the moment you become them, the moment you abandon your true nature and you get lost in a feeling, emotion, or a thought, then experientially you've separated yourself from God. You've separated yourself from the light of consciousness itself. And it's almost like no matter how many times I say this, it seems to me like not a lot of people get it. And people say, yeah, but I want to heal this and I want to do this, I want to do that. And yeah, that is all good. That is all part of it. But you can't do it from that level. That's the clarity that needs to be made. There needs to be something else here that you recognize what you are before you go into all that other stuff. Because if you go into all that other stuff without the light of consciousness, then you're just going to be totally consumed. You're going to be a project. You're going to be a victim. You're going to be you're going to be caught in something that you're going to spend your whole life unraveling. And of course, for some people, that is also their karma. That's what they have to do. And that's also good. I mean, I'm not saying what's right for anybody else. But what I'm saying is, unless and until you find the ground of being, or you find what I'm referring to as the self, the ever-present witnessing consciousness, then where's your firm ground? Where's your stable ground? Where is your ability to have moments where you're just at peace, you're just resting, you're just, you're attuning to yourself in just a very, very natural way. And if we don't have moments like that along the way, and if we're just triggered all the time, and we're all the time, identified and triggered and identified and triggered, then where do we get the rest? Where do we get the regulation? Where do we get the healing? Where do we get the ability to just take a breath and just be with this as it is, the beauty of this as it is, the simplicity of this as it is? So yeah, I mean, I speak about it, I do my best, and yet I like what Adyashanti says. He says he knows he's going to fail, and yet his job is to fail as gently as he can. And I echo those sentiments, doing my best to fail as gently as I can. Yeah, wake up and heal, but don't heal without waking up. I don't think it can be done.